Hello and welcome to PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale History, where today we'll be taking a look at a stage connected with our last character, Radek. Today we're visiting the Invasion stage based on Killzone and mixed with our old friend, Ape Escape. As we stated in Radek's video, the Killzone games revolved around a conflict between two interstellar colony planets, Vector and Helghan. Vector was an Earth-like planet populated by colonists from Earth, while Helghan was a dark industrial planet with a harsh environment, and the colonists there mutated into a new breed of human, the Helghast. In the first Killzone, the Helghast invaded Vector in order to assert their dominance and claim the planet as theirs. After the ISA forces of Vector successfully stopped the invasion, they decided to retaliate, invading Helghan in response at the beginning of Killzone 2. The assault on Helghan saw the ISA fly towards the planet in large cruiser ships which parked themselves in orbit, while foot soldiers were deployed using platforms called Intruders, which were cargo lifts modified into small flying craft. At the beginning of Killzone 2, the ISA forces launched onto Helghan on these Intruders, which were shown to be shaky and unstable and potentially hazardous. After flying through the clouds, dodging lightning and gunfire, the Intruders eventually crashed on Helghan, which is where the game began. This is also the beginning of the Invasion stage in PlayStation All-Stars, which is based on the invasion of Helghan in Killzone 2. The stage starts out on two Intruders flying side by side through the clouds of Helghan, with numerous others flying around in the background, which sometimes get taken out by gunfire. These Intruders are much larger than the originals, allowing fighters more room to battle it out, but curiously the background Intruders don't seem to have any ISA troops on them, which is odd. After crashing the Intruder, the ISA squad and the player's control found themselves in a region called the Corinth River, an area normally used for shipping and industrial work. As a result, the soldiers found themselves on a beach surrounded by industrial buildings and shipping crates, weaving around makeshift cover made up of sheets of corrugated metal. Ahead of them at the start of the mission was a bridge lined with Helghast troops that made it hard to advance. This appears to be the basis for the main part of the invasion stage, since it generally resembles the beach area of Corinth River, with the shipping crates and makeshift cover all visible in the background, with one shipping crate used as an extra platform. The bridge also gives the stage a second level for fighters to battle on. To advance past the bridge, you had to use a missile launcher to shoot a stack of explosives in order to explode the bridge and take out the troops that were causing a problem. This also happens to the bridge in PlayStation All-Stars, which gets hit by two missiles, creating holes in the bridge for fighters to jump through. One thing that made the invasion of Helghan difficult for the ISA was the presence of the Arc Towers, which were large towers that gathered electrical energy and fired it as powerful blasts into the sky, giving Helghan some effective aerial defense. One of the earlier missions in Killzone 2 involved sneaking in and shutting down several of these towers to allow easier aerial assault on the planet. Arc Towers appear in Invasion in PlayStation All-Stars as well, although they don't affect fighters. Missiles and gunfire seem to be a bigger issue for the Intruders at the start of the stage, and the Arc Towers don't hit players in the main part of the stage. However, they are visible, firing shots into the sky around Helghan, trying to take down the rest of the Intruders. And aside from the shipping crates found in Corinth River, another type of crate appeared throughout the game. These smaller crates could be found in certain parts of various levels, where they could be easily broken up with a melee attack. Doing so gave you extra ammo and grenades, allowing you to quickly stock up before heading into danger again. As with all shooters, Killzone was no stranger to explosive barrels. Throughout Killzone 2, you could find bright red barrels that contained an unspecified explosive material, as evidenced by the fact that they exploded every time you shot them, which was useful for taking out enemies easier. Both of these elements feature in PlayStation All-Stars, with a large crate in the middle of the bridge, which eventually breaks open when the mashup hits, and stacks of explosive barrels can be seen on the sides of the bridge, and these can be destroyed for AP. And on that note, let's examine the music. Eventually, the Corinth River area gets invaded not by ISA forces, but by Peepo monkeys from Ape Escape. I talked about these monkeys in Spike's video, so I won't cover them again. Instead, let's look at something else. Throughout the Ape Escape series, Spectre made use of giant robots in his attempts to conquer the world. At various points in the series, Spectre would leap into giant gorilla-like robots named Goliath and fight the protagonists. Variations on the Goliath appeared in Ape Escape and Ape Escape 2 as final bosses, but the version we're most interested in is, unusually, the version that appeared in the PSP spin-off title, Saru Saru Big Mission. Saru Saru Big Mission was a very different game because you used mind control to control various different monkeys with different abilities, using them to reach the ultimate goal of defeating Spectre. As a result, you fought Spectre as the Peepo monkeys themselves. Saru Saru's Goliath was a pink gorilla with no legs that floated around. It had a wide variety of attacks, including the ability to fire missiles from its fingers, use its fists in various slam attacks, and firing lasers from its nipples? Okay, sure. This version of the Goliath appears in Invasion as part of the mashup and causes havoc in a variety of ways. It changes the terrain of the level, replaces several instances of the Helghast insignia with Spectre's face, destroys the Arc Towers with its nipple lasers, and attacks the fighters with missiles and its fists. The altered terrain changes the stage from a bleak grey FPS environment to a cartoony jungle environment very similar to some of the early stages of the first Ape Escape. Since the first game involved travel through time, the earlier levels were often prehistoric jungles filled with lush green colours, and this matches the terrain that Invasion gains thanks to the Goliath's influence. And finally, one more thing. After catching all the monkeys in the first Ape Escape, you unlocked a brand new final boss fight against Spectre, which acted as the game's ultimate face-off against the evil ape. This took place in a strange place known as Dimension in the UK version, but was called the Peak Point Matrix in the US version. This was a strange technological place made of screens and wires and metallic pipes twisted around each other, and was implied to be Spectre's hideout during most of the game's events. The Peak Point Matrix makes a subtle appearance in Invasion after the arrival of Goliath. It appears far off in the distance in the background of the stage, implying that Spectre is watching everything that's happening. And with that, let's take a look at the music. and that's Invasion. Next time we're looking at our final character, so look forward to that. Stay tuned.